Okay, here we are, coming up on the end of that hill, so you can see the two lakes, the one there and the one there, and you can see the trail that went across those islands. And then that small lake that was green is right here, and then it opens up right here. Very cool. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Washington. We are still in the Yakima area, and I think today we're going on a hike a little local to Yakima. We're about an hour and a half drive northeastish. I think this is called Quincy National Forest or something like that, or Quincy State Park or something. Future Kyle, we'll put it right here. And today we're doing the Ancient Lakes hike. I don't know much about the hike off the top of my head. It's somewhere around 5 miles, give or take. I believe it kind of loops and comes back, but it's like an out, and there's a loop at the end, and then straight back the same way you came. So, kind of a out and back, but does have a loop to the end of it. We do need to brush off our shoes real quick, because like we saw in Arizona a couple of months ago, they don't want us carrying any weird seeds in here. Keep the land protected. So I got these cool cliffs all along the road coming in. Don't know really much what to expect, except the pictures were cool. The hike seemed pretty good, pretty flat. Actually, I think there's a lot of downhill on the way in. But okay, so it is, what is it? May 5th?
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. We have to get some Mexican or something tonight, I guess. So it's May 5th, 2025. It is a Monday, and actually there was quite a few cars in the parking lot. I'm kind of surprised to see. It's kind of a remote area. You probably saw at the very beginning of the video there was some maybe cherry trees. We don't really know. If you know what those trees were, there's a bunch of trees. Usually we see a lot of apple being grown out here, but these ones looked a little different, so we're not sure if they're cherry or what they could be. But pretty remote area out here, and that's why you will find us here, out here in the middle of freaking nowhere, getting on adventures. So, wow. So it looks like our hike is going to go right in between this canyon here, so we're going to get views there and views from there, and we're just going to be stuck here in the middle up until we get to the lakes. Now I think there's a few lakes, the ancient lakes. Don't know anything about the history about the ancient lakes. If you know anything, let me know in the comments below. But the ending is a few lakes, and then there's supposed to be a waterfall. So hopefully we get to see it. Wow, it's cool up there. So we're gonna go ahead and get some steps under us, and then I'll update you as we get closer into the hike on how we're doing. we've been hiking for about 30 minutes here, and we're still just kind of on the other sides of these awesome cliffs. We've gone about 1.3, 1.4 miles now, getting into 1.5 miles, and it's been basically this very flat, maybe one little bump we went over. If anything, it's been downhill. We have seen a lot of signs of horse tracks here, so I'm guessing this must be open to people who like to ride their horses, which this would be one heck of a ride in here. Of note, there are like no signs to tell you where to go, and there are multiple trails, so I guess you could get lost here, but from what I know of knowing the trail map from my head, or just stay to the left basically and you're fine.
If you see this, we made it.
Yeah, if you're seeing this, we made it, or we didn't and you recovered this, and this is gonna sound eerie in retrospect, but anyway, so there are multiple trails that kind of crisscross here a little bit. Mostly we just stay on whichever one is the most tread on, it looks like, but some of them are pretty similar to the others. The last one we had was pretty similar to the other, but I think we're getting there. You can see here there's a spot here where it's all canyon walls at the end, so we're not going to be able to go any further, so that would presumably be the end. So the lakes should be not too terribly far away. Our navigator in the back here,
Sleeping on the job.
Sleeping on the job, so I'll blame him. So, okay, we should be there in the next year, maybe 15-20 minutes, so we'll just keep on hiking till we get to these lakes. It's about 2 minutes in the future, and here we are. We've got the lakes, and it looks like there's paths that go down to the lakes here, and then there's a path up here that goes up and above the lake. So we're gonna try this path up and above and see it, and from above, and then we'll probably turn around from the end up there. So first thing I noticed though is this one's very bluey in the water, and the one in the back there very green, so they must be a little bit separated, and then maybe some type of different algae or something growing in them, or maybe the depth's different. Yeah, I can see, if you can see this piece of land here, there's actually a trail on that piece of land there, and that goes right in between the lakes, and there's a third lake just over that piece of land. Very cool. Wow. You know, I was talking to Rebecca earlier as we were doing this hike, how awesome this hike is, and there's really, what, 150 reviews on Google. It's like, it's really not a lot of reviews here, and there's so many places just like this that we found here in Washington, and in our eyes this is amazing. Like, you come on vacations to see places like this, and nobody's ever heard of this stuff here on the eastern part of the state. So one of maybe the most underrated areas we've ever been to, any in the world. Just, we had very, I guess, low expectations for what we were getting into, and we thought, oh man, we're just gonna get into these mountains and we're gonna enjoy all the mountains and everything on the Seattle side of the mountains when we get here, and we'll see what's out in, you know, the Yakima area and all that, but we can stay out here in the desert enjoying all this stuff, have a whole vacation out here, and never even have to worry about going to the other side. To be honest, it's pretty awesome. So one of the most underrated areas if you come to Washington. Highly suggest you get past Seattle, past the mountains, go out in the desert on the other side and find some stuff like this. They're everywhere. It's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna hike, and I'm gonna hike up here, and when we get back to the end of this thing, I'll come back to you real quick and I'll show you the view from up there. Okay, here we are coming up on the end of that hill, so you can see the two lakes, the one there and the one there, and you can see the trail that went across those islands. And then that small lake that was green is right here, and then it opens up right here. Very cool to the end. And you can see here at the end, there's a waterfall right there. Very cool. So it looks like this does go down. It's not like a cliff edge. It just keeps on going probably all the way down to the edge if you wanted to. But we did see a couple campsites here. Looks like there's like maybe a campsite down there. Oh yeah, here's some people. So right about there, there's some people camping right there, or at least sitting and having a lunch or something. Really cool. Wow.
See you wait.
Yeah, his eyes are open. Very cool. So you can see here's where we started. Kind of hugged up on this side of those ledges there. And there's a little big rock on the ground here we hiked past earlier where there's a waterfall right about there. Really cool. How far are we? 2.12. So 2.1. So it'll be a 4.2 round trip from here. Very cool. So we're going to take in this view and get drone up as long as it does well enough in this breeze and get you some cool shots. Okay, so we are on our way back. Hopefully you got some decent shots there of us from that, I don't know what you call it, a bluff or something. That's a stick. You're good. Rebecca did see one small snake, so now she is on high alert. She is like Indiana Jones in that she does not like snakes. So, but she's getting much better. And she does not scream and run away and cower in fear nearly as much as she used to. So that is good. So we are heading on our way back here. So it was about 2.1, 2.2 miles to the end of that hike. It'll be another 2.2, 2.1. How long did it take us to get there about?
Well, it's been an hour and 8 minutes, so like
50
minutes.
So it probably took us about 50 minutes to make that 2 miles. So not too bad. Pretty fast. The only real hill was this here.
This one that
we're going down. The rest of it, I don't know if it wasn't flat, but I don't know if it would say it was downhill or uphill. So overall, overall it would probably average out to be pretty flat, but pretty great hike. I think most people, if you can walk 2 miles, you should be able to do it. And then we also talked about whether we would have liked to have hiked in there better, in between those lakes, or where we were up here and got a view from the top and got to see the waterfall. And I think we both agreed that for our sake we enjoyed being up top the best, seeing everything from above and not the lower. The lower looks fine, and I think if we were camping overnight, which we did see some people coming in who had camped overnight, we'd probably like to be out there to camp. But for viewing purposes, I think going to the top of the hill was the best. We got a really good view of that waterfall at the end. Hopefully I got a decent enough shot with the drone. It was windy, so some of the shots were a little bit more difficult to get than others because I couldn't get as close to that waterfall as I wanted to get. And some of the rock edges, it just getting a little bit of interference on my old drone. So I may have to upgrade that soon. We'll see. So we're just gonna go ahead and hike our way out of here, and maybe I'll get a little more drone shots. I don't know. There's a spot up here I also liked that maybe I put the drone up again. So maybe that's what you'll see here after this. So let me finish the video. If you like the video, hit the like button now. Comment, give me comments, questions. You know any places like this in Washington that nobody knows about? Little hidden gems like this, share them. We're finding all sorts of different ones. We had a bunch to choose from to go see today, and just kind of chose one that we liked that was a little close enough. But there's all sorts of stuff out here on the eastern half of Washington that people need to see. So we're going to share as much of it with you as we can. So that's why you subscribe. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, and like, all that stuff. That helps us out so we can keep going on ventures like this. So until then, we will see you in the next one.